This week we are going to have a 4-part series. I'm going to be sharing how certain scriptures actually didn't just inspire me, but they shaped how I run my business today. So this is part 1, and I'll be talking about planning and direction. Because let's be honest, starting and running a business without direction is stressful, it's confusing, and it's soul tiring. So at the end of the day, you'll be so overwhelmed with everything. But these scriptures actually completely changed how I approach things. So let's dive right into it. Proverbs chapter 16 verse 3, which says, "Commit your works to the Lord and your plans will be established." Before, I used to plan everything on my own. I would set goals, I would make strategies and try to control the outcomes. But this verse taught me something, that I should actually not just have plans, but it's about committing the plans that I have to God. In my business, it looks like praying before making big decisions. There was a time in my life where I would make content, right? And after I make content, no one would view the content. Like, it would literally be 0 views. And then there'll be a time where I make content and then I'll get something like 100,000 views for particular videos, and then I would ask myself, like, what is it that is different that I did on this video that made it possible for me to get to this part? So praying before making big decisions actually helped me. Asking for guidance instead of rushing things, it also helped me a lot. I learned to let go of control and actually trust the process. As I started doing these things, I started noticing that things became clearer. I started making better decisions, and even the things that didn't go my way, I had peace. I had peace that was so much that I didn't even understand where the peace was coming from. The scripture that actually worked for me was Proverbs chapter 19 verse number 21. It says, "Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails." This one was a reality check for me. Why am I saying so? I had so many plans. I would actually write down, I want to plan this, I want to study this, I want to do that. After I'm done with this, I'm going to do that. After I'm done with this, I'm going to do that. I had different business ideas, number 1, different directions, number 2, different strategies, number 3. But none of those things worked. Instead, I kept on getting discouraged, and I learned this: not every idea is meant to succeed. And that's okay. Sometimes a closed door is actually protection. Sometimes a delay is redirection, and a failure is actually part of your purpose. So in my business journey, I had to accept that God's plan is actually bigger than my own plan. I have to surrender my plans to God's plans. The scripture that actually helped me a lot was Proverbs chapter number 3 verse 5 to 6. It says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight." This scripture is actually the foundation of my business. What I do is because business is something that we cannot have sense all the time. You invest and sometimes you don't see results. You work hard, but growth feels slow. You make decisions and you also feel unsure of those decisions. But that verse actually taught me that I must not lean on my own understanding, but I should lean on God. In every way that I'm going to do things, I should lean on God. And moving forward, trust looks like moving forward even when things are not even making sense, moving forward even when you don't even have all the answers, staying consistent when things feel uncertain, and over time keeping faith when things feel uncertain. And over time, God really does direct your path. So in practicality, how did the scripture actually help in my business. Here's what changed. I stopped rushing decisions, number one. I started praying over my plans, number two. I became okay when things were not working out, number three. I learned to trust the process. And because of that, I now feel more focused. I now feel more peaceful and aligned in what I am building. If you are building something, and whether it's a business, whether it's a brand, or even personal growth, I want you to remember this. You do not have to figure it all out. You do not have to have it all figured out. You actually have to let God lead your plans. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Macubeles, and stay tuned for part 2 of this series. Bye.